Useful what we just heard, Mr. Chokas. We move on from the investor to the manufacturer of the battery. There's no pressure, but at some point all investors are going to come and just say they want all the batteries to be delivered. I understand that it's a very fluctuating environment, both internally and on a European level, but there must be the resources, and there are many challenges in the battery market. Could you just give us some idea of what the challenges are and what the trends are in other countries and that might be coming to Greece? Thank you.
First of all, let me thank the organizers for honoring me with this invitation. This is a forum that exports knowledge. We can draw conclusions, and surely we learn a lot about batteries. The previous speakers have referred to very important components of the discussion. One component is the challenge for a serious supplier who participates in a tender at the beginning of a market in a country. Huawei has had the strategy. It has a team of engineers, green experts, and it was in the position to design like an EPC, a project up to its last details. So the 2 hours of constant power that were requested by the tender were also responded to. So first and foremost, we must be certain as suppliers, and we need to have the resources in the country so as for the technical solution that we offer will correspond to the relevant request. In terms of the batteries, the complete solution that we offer, from the batteries, the converters, and substations, in order to respond to the performance guarantee asked by the state. A big challenge for Huawei at this point in time was the technical background. I believe we have done well in that respect. Now, in all models that have been put forward by the speakers, the cost is an important component. Cost is about 70-75% of the overall project. So we had to offer a price that will be reversely engineered so as for our team to offer a bidding price. That was very challenging. In commercial terms, Huawei can resort to some projections, but as Mr. Litha said, lithium is a commodity. We cannot know the price of this commodity in 1.5 years from now. Otherwise, we would all become rich. So, on the one hand, we wanted to take the risk as a large company and provide an attractive model. On the other hand, we cannot risk the viability of the investment. So one challenge is the tender in Greece. The second one, what Mr. Biskas said, and also Apostolos. So the second issue is that the battery does not follow in this course. The money will come from the merchant component. So as a supplier, you need a smart battery that will be capable of grid forming, that will provide a host of other services in terms of frequency response, voltage drive-through capabilities. So it needs to be a virtual power plant that will be fully utilized by the investor. This is a guaranteed yield of 10 years, but no investor stopped at 10 years. Now, how can you have a system work from 10 to 20, 25 years? You need to cater for that now with the battery that will provide the services needed from the market. So this is important. You need to provide solutions that will work for the investors. Now, we are pleased to say, as Huawei, that we have been involved in batteries for many years. It's a telco company among the 100 largest in the world. It was targeting rural areas, so it needed the networks for its telecommunications. Now there has been a shift in availability from central to string inventors. Those of you who are experts will know the benefits of each such option. So the same goes with batteries. If you follow a string philosophy, you can have better availability, you can reach a better optimization, up to 15% higher yield in the discharge. So there are certain items that can make the investors feel secure with their decision. And another colleague said last year, in last year's forum, that the challenge and trend is that suppliers should offer an overall, a comprehensive solution. This is also requested by the banks. We may not be involved in the EPC, as Mr. Capello said, but this is the only thing we do not provide. All the other components are there. The liability that we undertake is also an important challenge. The trend is going, as Mr. Biskas said, in that direction that Mr. Biskas referred to. Battery will play an important role in hybrid solutions, but also in other applications like off-grid. We are involved in a project in Saudi Arabia right now in an off-grid system for a whole city. It will also play an important role in transportation. So batteries are here to stay, irrespective of this tender. And we are here to support all the functions that are requested. Now, how will resources and the availability of resources play a role? Since we need certain raw materials that may not be available in Europe at all or not be amply available, what is the impact for Greece? Mr. Biska said that in 2022 we had a price spike because there were subsidies of electric vehicles. Our rival is a conventional vehicle. There, the margins are much greater. So for the batteries, why sell to utilities and not to vehicles if the margins there are higher. You see, there are various options on the market. I believe there will not be any issue in the supply chain. As a company, we are able to, we have a capacity of producing 16 gigawatt hours per year. As long as there is a market for this, the companies will proceed to the corresponding investments. This is not where the problem lies. The problem is rather the sustainability. That is, the companies that will provide the batteries in the initial phase, in the beginning, should also exist later on. 90% of the companies providing inverters in 1998 are not existing anymore. So if you have an investment plan that has a horizon of 20, 25 years, it's not only the battery cell that may need to change, but it's also the inverters, the substations. So you will select a company which you believe will be there after 15 years to provide support.